It is actually sad to speak here, talking about human rights violations in Turkey and what will happen and what changed in Turkey, and we're all here and discussing this matter. So I cannot really imagine if somebody asked me this question 5 years ago, are you going to go to one of the centers in Brooklyn and you're going to talk about the human rights center? Are you kidding me? Is this a joke? I mean, that is so stupid and so crazy because Turkey is a beautiful country and everybody was so democratic and they do great things, which I believe. And also, I personally made a lot of trips to Turkey. I took my personal friends, co-workers, and my wife's friends and the kids. We've just been every part of the Turkey, showing how great Turkey is. And I believe Turkey still is a great country. But Alan asked a $1 million question, what will happen, what change? I wish I knew the answer. And I think, Alan, if I knew this answer, I probably would be rich to answer your question. But what I'm going to do shortly in 8 minutes, share my personal family trauma, then I try to Alan's question at the end. So I born in Turkey, a small village. I have 5 brothers and 1 sister. And my mom, she was the hardworking person I ever seen, and she's my first teacher, and she's my best friend. She was my best friend. And again, very hardworking person. My dad is the greatest guy, but the laziest guy you ever can see. Maybe that's why my mom, she's a real hardworking. And she and my dad, they raised the 5 kids, and with all of us, we got great education. And again, my oldest brother, he was a mechanical engineer, and he retired right now. And the second brother, he was the educator, and he was superintendent in Bursa, Providence. The third one, he was a judge, state of council judge, and he's in prison right now, he's in cell. The other one, he was the director of Family and Child Services, and he lost his job. And myself, I'm here luckily. And my sister, she got 2 educations. She was a literacy teacher, then she became a doctor, and she has one job. So right after the coup attempt, the first day they just arrested my brother because he was openly just criticizing Turkey, not the Turkish government. Just because, like Alan just mentioned, that Turkey was, like, when Erdogan started, like the first 5, 6, 8 years, he did a tremendous job. It's a fact for many different perspectives. And I am personally was a big supporter of him. And my family, again, my mom, she has no formal education. She, write and read after 25 years old, and her reading and writing level was the 2nd grade level. She was a big supporter of Erdogan for many different perspectives. And all of a sudden, he started changing, and my brothers and my family started criticizing what exactly he's been doing in Turkey, because we saw there is a shift. It is not really getting any better. Then again, my brother, he got a platform that he can speak up, because again, he was one of the important judges in Turkey, and he started speaking and criticizing. And then when we heard there's a coup started in June 15, 2016, I asked him, hey, there is coming after you, please leave. Leave immediately. And he said, no, we've never done anything wrong, I'm not gonna leave. I said, this guy is a ruthless, and trust me, he will get you. He says, no, I'm not gonna leave my country. And he stayed there, and next morning, July 16, they arrested him immediately. And they put him in the jail. Then after a week, they arrested another brother, and another brother, and they even arrested my mom. She was at the time 78 years old. Again, I'm repeating it, she has no formal education. She cannot really read properly and write properly. And then they arrested my mom, says, you are part of the terrorist organization, and they kept her in a jail by herself, 3 days and nights, ladies and gentlemen. Again, she's almost 8 years old. Just because she was still staying in the jail, then you're wrong. My kids and the young people like my own kids, they're against your regime. And they will be against your regime because you are not doing wrong. You are not doing many different things wrong. And again, they kept her, and she got a little bit coma, and they let her go after 3 days. And again, 2 of my brothers and my entire family, they lost their jobs, and one of my brother is still in prison. So not in this prison, he's by himself in his cell. This story is huge and tremendous. And also, there is one anecdote I wanted to share with you. After your first year he's being in jail, his attorney called me with a prosecutor and asked me, hey, we cannot really, reach out to your brother and convince him to apologize to personally Erdogan and his regime. And if he does that, we're going to let him go. And can you please talk to him And we will have a special channel with him, and we will just make it that he can talk to you, either face to face, either on the phone. Please convince him to apologize, and we're going to let him go. And I said, I can't really do this because he's my brother and he's a judge, he knows what exactly he's doing, and I can't really ask him these things, and I've been fair to him. And then prosecutor told me again, please do so, that we're going to let him go. I said, no, I'm never going to do this. Whatever the table will do it, and I'm not going to do this. So, long story short, he's still there, and he, they gave him almost 14 years in cell, almost 6 months ago. And now he's there, and even in the last time, when that last trial, he just mentioned, I don't know what will happen to you, but you do wrong. Even though you're going to cut my head off, I will never step back what exactly I have done to this country. So again, just many of us, we really serve this country, and we'll be serving this great country. Now let me get back to Ali's question. Why those people in the jail? What exactly they have done wrong, and what will happen in Erdogan and in his regime? So I believe all these guys, they were doing 99% right things and supporting this country and supporting democracy and supporting rule of law. And they have been doing this across the world, around the globe, because again, the Glen movements, people there all over the world, and they were really supporting democracy, human rights, and dignity, and other things. So what really changed? Again, I don't know this, but I have my own theory. Erdogan, he made a great start, and he changed a lot of different things in Turkey, but he started doing wrong things. He got in corrupted areas, not only himself, his family, his friends, and those people, they always did the right things, including my brother and other brothers and sisters, and they start, saying things against him. No, this is wrong, and they were doing publicly because they are not really being part of. Oh, you know what? We're going to be a little pragmatic, and we're going to be quiet, and we're going to shift from where the winds comes from. He said, no, we're going to speak up. And they will speak up. But then he said, if I will not really pull these people out, and they might get in trouble down the road, which is the case. And he starts suing all of his, people opposition to Erdogan, and just taking them one by one. And now, not only the movement, they're a target right now. As Hafsa mentioned, the Kurdish people, Kurdish leaders, they are behind the prison. Alevi brothers and sisters, they are suffering right now. So the answer is, he doesn't like any opponents. He doesn't like really who can get back and stay strong against him and say, hey, you're wrong, and we're going to clear up this corruption, his personal corruptions and his family corruptions. And I believe the world and us, if we come together being strong, I think we will make sure that the whole world hearing us, and one day he will understand that we were right and he was wrong. Thank you.